Hello YouTube, my name's Marie, and today I'm going to do a K-drama movie review for you of Now, the drama fever synopsis for this film to me is just perfect, so I'm going to just read you the synopsis from Drama Fever. After Mi Kyung's son falls into a coma, she learns that his best friend is more than that. This movie was released this year, and on Drama Fever it has a 4.1 out of 5 stars. Stay tuned to the end to find my rating for it, because it's definitely not 4.1 out of 5 stars. So the first thing that I noticed about this movie is the music, or lack thereof. The soundtrack is very quiet with an emphasis on the real life sounds, for instance someone walking on glass or opening a plastic bag. When music is played, it serves as a huge breath of relief from the heavy silence that had effectively wound me up so tight, because I felt like it was building towards an emotional climax that sadly never happens. In general, the pacing of this film is far too slow in my opinion. I, as the viewer, acutely felt every minute tick by. Not to say that it wasn't enjoyable, but you know, I watched it before work, so I was constantly checking my phone to make sure I was giving myself enough time to get ready and then get to work. And after almost every scene, which I felt like as a viewer was at least 5 minutes long, only a minute had gone by. I checked my phone so many times throughout this film. So the slow pacing makes this movie feel a lot longer than its actual runtime. The narrative also jumps around quite a lot without explicitly telling the viewer when in the timeline the scene is taking place. So some might get disoriented by that, but I personally didn't have any problems keeping up with it. And that's actually my first major positive about this film. It respects and assumes that the viewer is smart. K-dramas have the nasty habit of over-explaining situations and really spoon-feeding you character motivations. Wow, that was difficult. But this is definitely not the case with this film. You better have some critical thinking skills and be able to infer, based on all the information provided for you, what's actually going on in the scene. And it's not like it's difficult. It's not like this is a mystery or a thriller and you have to be a little detective, you know. It's a very straightforward, grounded in reality drama. You can understand what's going on just by the quality of the acting that's happening. Speaking of the acting, the standouts are definitely the two leads, being the mother, I believe her name was Mi Kyung, and then the boyfriend. Can't remember his name, but I recognize the actor. I think he was in like Asigoko? Is that what that was called? You know, the one where they're like high schoolers and they form like the dance club. Such a fun little show, but anyways, I think that's the same actor. The leads are basically the only characters you're going to latch on to within this film, and I think that's also a problem because the core relationship, maybe not the core relationship, because that's really a spot given to the mother and the boyfriend. I don't feel like that's spoilers, right? Like, you know, this is about a mother who finds out that her son is gay after he falls into a coma, right? Like, you should be able to get that from the synopsis. Don't come for me, that's not a spoiler. Their relationship is definitely the focus, but I feel like the core relationship should have been more about the son and the boyfriend, because the boyfriend does sacrifice quite a bit for his lover once he falls into a coma, just with his time and being a caregiver and things like that. So I didn't understand why, because as it is now in the film, you just see this as a reflection of the boyfriend, of him being a very loyal, person to the son. However, it would have been much more impactful to me if you understood their relationship and believed it to be something worth being loyal for, like their love and their bond was a powerful one, where in reality there's actually a lot of scenes within this movie to the contrary, so you don't get their relationship. I mean, there's one or two few really cute scenes that I just smiled at, but for the most part, the movie makes them seem like they're quite distant from each other within this relationship, which I think is a problem. Because then why would you root for the boyfriend? Why would you root for him to overcome situations and overcome the conflicts with the mother and overcome like all of the conflicts if you don't root for that relationship? It was an odd choice to me. I also thought the ending was too ambiguous and not satisfying whatsoever. I feel like I have a lot more questions than answers, and not even like the good type of questions. And because of that ambiguous endings are so important to me. If it's got a bad ending, it can ruin the entire film. I'm only giving In Between Seasons a 2.75 out of 5 stars. I would love to give it a higher rating because it does feature a gay relationship, and I think that's really important. But representation is not enough just to give it a pass. Representation is enough to make me interested and to make me watch it, but it's not enough for me to like it just because there's representation. Anyways, let me know what you thought of this film down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.